Okay.
No, why are you doing that? Like,
I'm being Karen.
hello, beautiful humans.
Hi.
We are here for another episode of the Ladies of Selling LA Luxury podcast. I am Angel.
I'm Anne-Marie.
And we are here to rewrite the narrative, even if Anne-Marie does not want to.
Oh, no.
It's okay, you can say our other favorite tagline. Our secrets.
Your blueprint.
She approved that one.
I approved that one, not the other one.
You want to take us away?
Yes. 15 is my favorite number, right? 15 minutes, $15,000 down. Today, we are talking about how to start your real estate empire with potentially as little down as $15,000. Are you an LA native?
Girlfriend, no.
Okay.
Wait, you're supposed to ask me where I'm from.
Wait, where are you from?
Cleveland, OH.
I-O.
Yes, you got it. OHIO. What does it spell? My goodness.
Okay, I'm not from LA either.
First of all, we have investments in Ohio. You have to be down with Ohio and know things.
OHIO. I get it.
You can't just profit off of our state. You actually have to love it.
I actually do love it. I went there and had a good time.
Yeah.
I did have a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of
nice.
fun. A lot of crazy things.
But I'm not from here either.
I know. Tell them where you're from.
Boston. I parked the car in Harvard Yard. I'm from Boston.
Yes. So How long have you been here?
I'm too long. I don't want to. Let's not talk about that. I've been here a while, but I have investments in Boston and
OHIO.
Anyway, a lot of us are transplants. That's what I'm trying to bring up. So,
with that being said,
yes.
Before we get started, yes, we're excited about this topic of how to start this real estate investment with $15,000 down. Mm-hmm. But full disclaimer, it might not be the perfect location.
No.
It could not be here in Los Angeles.
No.
Thank God. Most of us are
it might be.
It could be.
We're going to talk about that.
But thank God we're all like transplants for the most part. So there's opportunities elsewhere.
To invest anywhere, to be honest with you.
Yeah, or it could be like a compromised location or space size. So we are not sitting here saying that you are going to have your dream when you get started.
No.
It's the first step.
Right.
Like you got to crawl before you can walk, before you can run.
But I have another question for you before we get started. Do you come into the office every day? Or do you work from home sometimes?
Okay, you're trying to... Okay, she's trying to... I work from my pajamas at home sometimes.
We all work at home
with babies spit up, and sometimes I have kids in the office with me. But a lot of times I have a home office.
Okay, I think most of us have a home office.
I think COVID definitely made majority of people remote,
which is exciting.
Only because of the opportunities that you could do with that.
Exactly.
Which you guys don't even know what it is, so we have to tell you.
Okay.
So, before we get started, we'll talk about what that means because we're going to get into other locations, but let's talk about here first.
Yeah.
So, you're probably going to be shocked to hear that there are examples all over Los Angeles County.
All over.
With price points under $400,000 down. $400,000 sale price, not down.
Which means that you can put potentially as low as $15,000 down. My favorite number.
15, yeah. So they're ranging from studios to even 2 bedrooms. We have Chatsworth, Carson, downtown LA has tons. Encino, Sylmar,
Tarzana,
Woodland Hills, Van Nuys,
Westlake Village, and there's way more.
Yeah, but just something you guys will know.
An idea for you.
And that's under $400,000.
Right.
And some of these places have great amenities.
They do.
So let's get started with here. Let's talk about downtown then. And then we'll get into why it's cool if you're remote.
I'm excited about downtown.
Yeah. So downtown is the example that we have.
I'm a mountain person. Like over beaches, but there's something like every time I go downtown I just get excited. It like reminds me of New York and the fast pace, and I don't know, there's something about downtown.
And you just love bumping into a million people.
I actually do.
No, I actually don't mind. I like the fast pace too.
Yeah. Okay.
So just for an example, right?
Yes.
So we have a no rent example. So we have a bunch of different examples to show you. obviously we have to tailor it to who you are, what you do, and what your priorities are.
Right.
But there's some studios to one bedrooms in downtown with buildings that have gyms, rooftop pools, and some of them are going for $350,000 or less.
Yeah.
So these buildings, some of them allow rentals for long-term tenants or VRBO or Airbnb, short-term rentals.
Wait. Some people might not know what VRBO is. So I think a lot of people know what Airbnb is. They have so many people have heard of Airbnb. But VRBO stands for Vacation Rental by Owner. So it's kind of like the Coke and Pepsi, right? Like most people know Coke or most people know Pepsi. I think most people know Coke, but anyway. So Airbnb, it's very similar to Airbnb, Vacation Rental by Owner, VRBO.
So that means that with as little as 3% down, which could be $11,000 down before closing costs, you can get in out the door at like $2,500 to $2,600 a month, which most people now
are paying in rent.
$2,500 to $2,600 a month. So this is like a strategy to get started where you could buy a property. It might not be the ideal size or location. It's not just downtown. We just gave an example because downtown has tons of options for this. And if you find a building that allows you to do these short-term rentals, when you're not here, many of us are, traveling for work or for family or for friends, you can rent it out for a nightly rate to make some of the money back, or you can just simply want to be there because it has the amenities, so you save on, a pool access membership and a gym membership, and you're really close, so you don't have to have a car, and you can take the little bikes everywhere, and public transportation, so you save on that. So this was just an example of like not paying someone's rent. I mean, I even know people that would, if you're anything like me, I went through the LA struggle. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's when you move out here with not the right blueprint. No one teaches you that you can put down $15,000 down and own a property. Back then, I could have probably put down way less. That was like 7 or 8 years ago. And I moved with a bunch of artists and creatives, and it was definitely the struggling artist and creative, like myself included. I'm not an artist or a creative. I had no idea what I was going to do here. But we ended up being about 6 or 7 people in like 1 or 2 bedrooms. And so what I would have loved to know was I could have bought the condo and we could all still share it, and I could have rented to my friends for practically nothing, and we could have thrown a couple bunk beds around the studio or 1 bedroom. So I know that sounds crazy, and we're not here to compromise like your expectations of whatever you want to live like, but it was a really like traumatic but cool part of my experience in LA, not because I had roommates, but there's other things that came behind the scenes. But if I would have known when I moved here and I had over $40,000 saved, I had amazing credit. If I would have known I could have bought a place and I could have capitalized and probably paid little to no rent, or a part of my mortgage myself because someone else was paying it, I would have jumped at the opportunity. I would have bought it before I moved here. So it's like, it happens all the time. You see people bunking up all the time, especially if you're traveling back and forth or you move here like me and you don't know what you're doing and you have to kind of get in your groove, and it's such a spread out city. You can't just rent somewhere if you don't have a job secured. It could take you 2 hours in traffic. It could not work, So I just share that story because like everyone's like, well, what am I going to do with a studio or 1 bedroom? Like, I would have done a lot of stuff with a studio or 1 bedroom, and I would have probably had 6 roommates. Yeah. And they would have been paying my mortgage and then some,
You know what I love about that? You mentioned blueprint. If you really think about like all your expenses, right? So there's so many amenities at some of these downtown places. So if you're paying for a gym membership, if you have a car, right? If you're living downtown and you're working from home, a lot of times you can just Uber to where you're going. So
public transportation is much cheaper.
It's so much cheaper.
It. I actually loved having someone like being on public transportation and being able to work while someone
work. Yeah. So
that's just one option. So we wanted to just start here. But I know Ambry asked some questions earlier, and it was, where are you from?
Wait, before that, I have to get in I know you're going to kill me, my Lancaster property.
Yeah, please do share. She's so excited.
So
I don't like this one, if I'm being honest.
I know you don't, but LA County is so large. And if you don't, like the first option that we're talking about is you buying a place and living in it and having a roommate or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 roommates like you did. But if you just want to be a landlord, right? There's opportunities in Lancaster, Palmdale area. So those are, where are my Lancaster opportunities?
I hope I deleted
here?
it. No.
Did you delete them?
No, I didn't. It's right here. It's the last one. I was hoping you didn't bring it up.
So you can purchase one for, let's just say $400,000.
A single family home. And in case you don't know where Lancaster is, do you want to give them some directions? Because people are probably like, what are you talking about?
5 north, 14 north. Go
Wait.
up. Just go north.
And just keep going.
Just keep going.
Past Santa Clarita.
Past Santa Clarita, past Palmdale. It is the top of LA County. Right? It's still in LA County. It's the top of LA County. But you can buy a single family home there. Let's say around 400,000. I think the example that I was looking up was like 408, 430,000. Putting my favorite number, $15,000 down. We're going to say approximately 5% interest rate because you're not going to be living there, right? So when you purchase a property owner occupied, you get a better interest rate.
But you could probably, if it's your first property, which we're going to talk about next, get it still owner occupied. But interest rates are high even for owner occupied right now.
So everything out the door, let's say $2,700, right? Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. You can rent to another family anywhere from $2,900 to $3,300 right now. So is it a huge amount? No, but it's a way to start building equity in that home, and you become a landlord then.
Can I tell you why I don't like it?
I would love to hear why you don't like it.
The reason I don't like it is so it's different when you have a condo because the maintenance is very minimal. You have an HOA that covers so many expenses, so much of the maintenance. Everything. So it's when you have a single family residence, it sounds good if everything goes right. And if everything that goes wrong is covered under your home warranty because you were smart enough to get one and keep extending it, wonderful. But there's just, for me, I would, unless someone's like, this is what I want to do, I'd be like, there's not enough like return. We're talking about maybe a few $100s a month. All it takes is one bad thing to happen in the house or like maintenance that you weren't anticipating.
Right. You weren't.
And you'll go negative. So like you'll still build equity, you'll still build appreciation. But for me, it would scare me because it's a home. If it was a condo where you didn't have as much maintenance to worry about, I would feel good about it.
I get that, but
you got to start somewhere.
And I have single family homes, so I'm used to it.
We have them too, and that's why they scare me because everything goes
wrong.
That's
another episode too.
Yeah, we'll talk about it another time. But it could be a great option.
Yeah,
especially because Lancaster, a lot of people are moving up there, so the appreciation is building. You can still get a home at an affordable price.
Yeah,
but that would be the reason it wouldn't be my first choice. But that's why we work really well together because we're the yin and the yang. You know,
totally.
So
let's talk about OHIO.
Okay, so
out of state.
I'm so excited. So the reason that being a transplant and potentially even working remote is so important is because say you're like, hey, listen, I don't want to put 20% down to do an investment property. I really only can put down up to $15,000, and I'm from another area. I'll use Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland. That's where I started investing.
Yeah.
We were able to buy a $99,000 triplex on the water in Lorain, Ohio.
Wait, it's a triplex
with a garage that's rented as well. So four tenants,
4 incomes coming in. That's amazing.
At $99,000. So obviously, if you had to put down 20%, it would be more than the $15,000. But if you're able to use it because you work remote as your first property, and there's a vacancy, and you're able to get approved for owner occupied with $15,000 down, you're talking about about $800 a month total for everything of expenses on your end.
Crazy.
And when we took it over, which is still depressed rents, it's bringing in about almost $2,000, $1,950 to be exact. So that's netting $1,150 every month that you can save. So when you go buy your second property, you have the 20% because now they're going to say, hey, wait a minute, you're moving somewhere else or you're buying somewhere else or what happened to this? Now you can say, listen, the second one's just an investment, or you can refinance that one into an investment and buy the second one owner occupied. So there's so many tips and tricks. Let me just repeat that. $99,000
for a triplex
with a rented garage.
We just talked about Lancaster for a single family home at $400,000.
Yeah, so if you're not from here, there's these deals all the time. And this home wasn't in bad condition. It was on the water. Of course, it's in Lorain, Ohio. It's about 30 minutes outside Cleveland area. But, like, I feel safe there. Like, the rents are coming in. Like, it is what it is. So, just so you guys know, if you are a transplant and you're like, well, yeah, I hear people buying like crazy deals where I'm from,
right?
It might be worth exploring. If you buy one or two, you may be able to manage it without an outside property manager. But even then, the average is about a 10% to 12% max property management fee.
Yeah.
If you want to take on their resources, not have the headache, and still have a net return to be able to save for the next property, like, do it. And then on top of it, we bought that last July.
Around there, yeah.
And it's already doubled in appreciation when we refinanced it. So, like, right there's an additional $100,000 with a $15,000 investment. So it's just like, how do you position yourself? What are your goals? It just depends.
Yeah.
All right, now I know you're excited about another one.
Viva
Las Vegas.
I am not a singer, obviously.
I hate Las Vegas.
I don't hate Las Vegas.
I
It's kind of harsh.
I hate Las Vegas.
Why?
I'm a Miami girl. I went to Vegas all the time. I'd rather be like,
I lived in Miami. I'm not a Miami girl.
Put me on the yacht.
No.
I'm supposed to be at the all-white parties. No, thank you. I mean, I've had some great times in Las Vegas. I even made it to, like, the owner of the Pornhub's private porn party where they take your phones. It was really cool.
Okay, please.
You had some shots. I think you're fine. No? But
can we keep this PG?
But it's just like, I need water. Like, I need to be like, if I'm going to be like, I like day partying, but like on a yacht at an all-white party.
We are the yin and yang. We are totally the yin and yang. I love it. No.
Yeah.
I like Vegas. I don't love it. I'm not a gambler. But anyway.
But you love to drink. Not in a bad way.
I'm Irish.
She's Irish, yeah.
I'm Irish. Okay, so
Las Vegas, everybody knows the MGM.
The particular MGM allows Airbnb and VRBO. So looking that up very conservatively, this is not peak season, about $149 to $246 a night. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's take the lower number, 149, and let's just do a 65% occupancy rate, right? So it's not going to be rented 100% of the time. 65%. That's bringing in $29.05 a month.
On the conservative side.
On the conservative side.
And if you go to Vegas all the time, also think about...
You got someplace to stay.
Yeah, when there's vacancies, you plan your trips around that. Mm-hmm. You don't have to pay to stay somewhere. You stay there, and you can get a tax write-off.
Yep.
And it can be your primary residence, potentially.
And you get to see all the shows. How do you not like the shows in Vegas?
I've always been way too hammered to make it to the shows.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe I'd appreciate it, but like, no.
Okay. Well, it's an option. It is another option.
A lot of people love Las Vegas, so it's a great option. And it's so close, you could drive there right away. And everybody knows the MGM, so when we're giving an example, it's a great one because it's not like, oh, well, what kind of building are they putting us in?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? It's like, the standard, right? So that is,
That's it.
That's it. Like,
we gave some really good examples.
Yeah. The point of the matter is, it doesn't matter whether you're a transplant or you work remote. If you want here, you want there, you want anywhere. We're not saying, we're not going to glamorize that $15,000 down is going to get you the perfect place with tons of money. It's going to make you financially free.
No.
But it's the first step to getting you there. Mm-hmm. And it could be a low-income place that you get into. It could be a place out of the state that you get into. It could be somewhere here. It could be Airbnb. It could just be a home that you save money because you travel all the time. You can rent to your friends. You can rent the rooms out for your... there's so many different options. It's like a puzzle. You just put the pieces together based on what you do in your life. So we just wanted to let you guys know that. Has it changed since we started this blueprint and before we made it to the podcast? For sure.
Absolutely.
2 years ago, one of my clients bought the most beautiful Airbnb cabin, gorgeous, on 5 acres in Joshua Tree for $200,000, low $200,000.
Over $200,000.
And you can't get that now.
No.
So the point is like there are still options to get in at $15,000 down, and don't wait until the number has to turn into $30,000 or like there's no options nearby. So like when in doubt, find out. Oh, I like that.
I really like that.
When in doubt, find out, and like figure out what works for you. What works for like we luckily have diversified in many different ways. So we'll think of different ways. Or if you have a real estate agent that is not us or you're not here, like give us a call. We have an ecosystem for you. But period, point blank, whoever you're talking to needs to know the options, because there's way too many people that are renting and the renting is becoming outrageous. So there are options for you to start making money and to do it in any which way that you want to do it.
Yeah, for as little as $15,000 down. And everything is getting so expensive these days. By just cutting back, you can save $15,000.
Yeah.
It really is amazing.
Yeah. So until next time, my beautiful humans, namaste.